here we are. There are some things we need to do. Everybody came with their friends, or a lot of people came with their friends. And if you came with your friends, that's awesome. But introduce yourself to somebody you don't know. Because you never know. That might be your best friend next year. So, do that. Not this very second. Talk over the break.
You told us to do something.
Goodness gracious. Crazy people. We have people raising their hands politely, yes?
Next time, put that at the end.
I'm gonna put that at the end. Right?
Before break.
Before break, I'm gonna have to edit my slide because, well, y'all, okay? I gotta edit my slide. Remember to wear your name badge, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting older, and I never remembered names very well when I was younger, so imagine what it's like now that I'm getting older, and I think many of us here might be in the same boat, so please wear your name badge. And if you forgot your name badge, we have little name tags back there. Your phone. I would love to have a discussion with you about what your ringtone is and why you picked it, because I think they're awesome. But probably we don't want it going off during the meeting, so if you forgot to, silence your phone, and I forgot, so I'm gonna have to do it. So talk to yourself. Okay. And last but not least, please respect the speakers. Okay? Because it's a small room, so all this noise is echoing off of the election equipment and everything, so it's really kind of loud in here, so please do that. Why we are here, our purpose is to promote interest and skill in knitting, encourage high standards and quality workmanship, encourage the use of those skills for the benefit of others. We have a bunch of lovely hats and other items over here. We also have charity yarn over here. Some is in the bin. I brought the bin because I couldn't be here today, and I was so tired when I carried it in that I didn't lay it out. So feel free to root through the bin for the good stuff at the bottom. If you're looking for some charity yarn. And remember, it's for charity, it's not for a sweater for your friend. Newsletter deadline this month is August 31st. Guild members, any guild member can contribute to the newsletter by contributing a book review, an event review, tips, tricks, etc. Okay? You can send all those to Sarah, and if you put newsletter in the subject line, that just helps her find it better. And you really should, because if you just worked on a pattern and you hate it, please tell us so that we don't fall into the same trap, okay? And if you liked it, tell us so we know what a good thing it is today. I already talked about the yarn. Member news. I did not hear any member news. Does anybody have any member news? No member news. All members are happy, healthy, and free of problems. That is the member news. Isn't that great? Yay! Local yarn shop news. Other than the classes that are going on and stuff that they advertise, any special news about yarn shops that you care about?
Lady
Yes.
Ann is going to be at the Seven Sisters today.
Who is?
Lady Ann.
I was just gonna say, Leading In is having a, whatever kind of sale,
Trunk sale.
Trunk sale.
so it will be there till 5 p.m. today.
Okay, so, and we only go till 4, that's plenty of time to bug
And
over.
it's close by.
Yeah, it's pretty close, so you can do that. There's still the neck and neck design contest going on at the TKGA. If you want to enter, you just have to enter by October 1st. Vote Knitting still has the September 21st destination retreat with Patty Lyons and Felicia Lowe from Sweet Georgia Yarns. Early bird pricing ended, sorry guys, but you waited too long. I don't have any knitting community news here for St. Louis. Does anybody have any items they want to mention?
Seven Sisters is having a knit along for some,
Oh,
3 weeks.
it's a class.
It's
It's a class.
It's a class.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
That's all right.
But it's $40 and it's.
Is that John's class? Is it your
No,
class?
that's probably Martha's class.
It is.
My class starts in September, and it's a Fair Isle sock class, so I don't know whether this is the appropriate venue to mention that, but it is local yarn shop news.
Yes.
And it's your news as well. Okay, the minutes from the last meeting were in the newsletter. Does anybody have any changes to those?
The December meeting.
Oh yeah, there was a typo about the December
meeting
It's
and
in December
there's some.
12th, when the December meeting is actually 14th.
Yeah, and then, isn't it not at Brentwood anymore either?
And it's not, but they didn't know that when they put out the
Okay.
newsletter. So
What
That-
about the November meeting?
the November meeting, I don't have it up here right now. It is updated on the website, and I can tell you later on where they all are. I'll have to pull it up on my phone, because it's not been in the minutes in this meeting yet. But we're gonna be at libraries from now on. And we're at 4, we've been at all, I'm not repeating any library twice. So we're trying different places, and this is one of the places that we're trying. And it's a little more small and cramped than the last one. I love all libraries, but it's okay, it works for us. It's a little snug, it's a lot, the one from last month, we had a lot more room to spread out, but
This one's close to my house.
yeah, after I got on the highway, my GPS told me in 17 miles, turn off, so it's not supposed to be. But anyway, we're still on the minutes from the last meeting. With the caveat that we will make that change, can I have a movement to approve the minutes? And a second? There we go. Thank you, guys. The treasurer report was in the newsletter. We had one question previously by email that turned out to be an error in a typo in the newsletter. Does anybody have any questions about the treasurer's report? Then it will be submitted for audit. Okay, and I did put it here, but I don't have the September meeting here, which should be in the newsletter.
Now, is that a luncheon?
The luncheon's not
No, the luncheon is October. So next, and I did have September here, I just had to push the button again. That's gonna be at the Oak Bend branch of the library, that's right at, you can see the library from Highway 44, it's just off Big Bend on Holmes Avenue.
Kirkwood.
It's right in is it in Kirkwood or is that?
Crestwood, it's
Crestwood,
behind what's
Crestwood.
new tea.
I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of behind the quick shop there, and it's a really nifty little library. I haven't been there since they redid it, but apparently they have a meeting room that will hold 80 people. This one's supposed to hold 80 people too.
Yeah, this close to you.
181 back there.
80 people would did it.
On the back, it said what?
It does say
181, I don't know how they would get 100.
I don't know how to get 100 people in here, much less 181, but regardless. So next month we'll be at Oak Bend. October is the Founders Luncheon. November 9th, we're at Bridgeton Trails, which is close to my house. And December 14th, Grants View. That's where we used to meet back in the day for a while. It's got a really nice meeting room. It's a little odd shape, but it's a neat meeting room. So we can look at all of those. And then before October 1st, so I will be staying up September 30th until midnight because rooms are available starting October 1st. And I'm hoping to have everything in one place all the time so that people don't have to keep looking at their newsletter to remind themselves where the meeting is at. That's my goal anyway. So if you like one place better than another, let me know. I have no particular criteria for making that decision yet, so let me know what you think. That can be part of the decision then.
Central.
Centrally located. Well, that's the thing, the cool thing is the most centrally located place, oops, I messed up my slide. The most centrally located place is actually the Clark Family Branch, but they only have rooms for 50 people. And we frequently we don't have a lot more. Tony, how many do we have today?
Today we only have 45.
So today we could have made it, but many days we have,
We've been having like 70.
yeah,
Or whatever the maximum for Brentwood was 55?
it was 50.
50, so we
Yeah, and they would come in and yell at us, and then certain various people would convince them that we did not have more than 50 people, but I was starting to worry. Thank you, Alice. But I was starting to worry they'd see through our thin tapestry of lies and throw us out. And, you know, it is a fire hazard. I mean, we're a fire hazard, let's face it. Those needles are going so fast, you're making sparks. You could catch your yarn on fire and then the whole place would go down, right? I'm sure that's why they limited it.
Wool just smolders.
Yes.
Well,
While you're getting wool, you're safe.
and it-
We're a charity, so.
Oh.
well, Oh, well, anyway. Business, May. Administrative VP. And if you can talk from here, I don't move my camera.
All right.
You probably need this more than I do.
Did I get it on there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The luncheon on October 12th is in Fenton at the Andres West. And we will have a map in the newsletter for it in the future. I have some forms to fill out if you want to pay by check. And you can just mail them in. It's in the newsletter, it's on the website for PayPal. If you go to the website, the front page has a little tab that you can click to pay by PayPal. We are not accepting cash, so it's PayPal or a check. You can always mail them. The address of the guild is on the form. You can bring friends, guests. They can't sign up for themselves, but if you want to bring a friend, that's just fine. Our charity is for Haven House. Now, Haven House houses people from out of state and from around the world who come in here for medical treatment. Sometimes those from out of the country come with family, anywhere from toddlers on up, to be with grandma, to be with mom, whoever is getting the treatment. So we can do special things for them, as long as you mark them, hand wash. They will be aware of that, and they will do it. Now, this one's a little fancy. I don't think you need to do something like that. But if you want to try something a little better than just straight knitting, this is a triangular shawl. There's plenty of patterns.
What pattern?
That's the next one. A triangular shawl starts up here and goes down. This one increases here and here. This is a lacy pattern, but it's a simple one. You go across, purl two together. The next row, you increase in each stitch, knit front and back. That's all the pattern is, and you can put it however you want in swatches this way. This is one that requires hand washing, so it works for Haven House, but I doubt if we'd want to give it to the kids that we give hats to. The other thing we have going on there, oh, and what they need, things like shawls. Hospitals can be cold because they're trying to kill germs. So things like this, a lap blanket, anything that would keep them warm. Fingerless gloves. I forget all the things I've got in here. Fingerless gloves, mittens, scarves, and hats. All of those things are good, particularly for those people who come from a warm climate. Last year they had a family from Hawaii who came here and got to see their very first snow. So they obviously didn't come for snowy weather. The other thing we have going on then is a raffle. So we have some kits that actually come with patterns and the yarn. We have a number of bags like this one. This is one of the books that we'll have probably with yarn. So if you like making socks or something similar to that, mittens are just a little bit different than those. The other thing we have are just little notions. I have quite a few of these. We're going to make them up so that you can get a whole bag full of goodies. This is another one. This is a knit companion. Gives you lots of hints and tips about everything in knitting. So for those of you who are kind of beginners, this will probably come with a skein of yarn that you could try everything out on. This one is another pattern and yarn. This is cotton, and it comes with this pattern. So those are the things that we have so far. Most of the things we have happen to be donations from you, our members. So if you have something where you're destashing, feel free to bring them, and I will put them together in a nice little kit that everyone's going to enjoy. The other thing we're going to have is we have a library of quite a few books that we've accumulated over many years. We used to bring them and put them out on a table. I actually took care of the library for a while. I had maybe one person look at the books, maybe one person checked one out every 3 months. Not well used. So we are going to disband the library, and we're going to pick books for a silent auction. We don't know how many, we don't know what, but they can be anything from how to knit specific patterns to how to knit sweaters. And some of those you can work together. Some of them are things that you probably could find in any store. Others are an expensive collection of patterns that probably range from $20 to $50 a piece. Silent auction means there'll be a sheet. You sign your name and how much you're willing to pay. The highest price at the end of the time will get the book. So plan to come either with a check or some cash. The raffle will be 6 tickets for $5 or $1 a piece. So, any questions?
Question one is, going back to making things for Hidden House. So we're not restricted as to wool, non-wool, or anything, right? We just let you know when we hand something in.
If it has to have special handling, and mark it if it's wool or something special so that if there's an allergy, we know.
Okay. And question two is, are we allowed to give you a check here, or do we have to fork over a stamp and mail it?
Where's Pam? We are not allowed to give money here.
We're not allowed to exchange funds, and that's from the manager of this library, and she's reiterating the blanket rules of conduct for all libraries, city and county. Unfortunately, now, I have a workaround. Anybody that wants to give me a check right now, today, not right now, come and see me. I'm in the back of the room at the break, okay?
Okay.
We have a workaround.
That's how we did it.
Yeah. Yes.
I have an off-site place to just meet here.
Are there any other questions?
That's what they don't want, idiots and all like that.
Who's next?
John?
The Daniel Wooden Fiber Fest, is that under your?
Yep.
No, that's Susan.
That's Susan.
Am I next?
No, John's
Okay.
next.
That's right, okay. I can't see up the back of the head.
I'm gonna mess up my hair putting this on.
It's gonna be terrible.
It doesn't have to go over your, it's like a headband.
Like I know how to wear one of those. Oh, well, can you hear me?
I think,
All right,
just
whatever-
use your
whatever
outdoor
it is.
voice.
As you may know, our next year is our 40th anniversary, and we have just discussed as a board how we can celebrate that. And one of the things that we want to do is add more patterns to our library, and we decided that we want to do that by having a 40th anniversary contest. Now, we all thought about this last month, and we were getting very detailed. Oh, we can have a mittens contest, we can have a hat contest, we can have a scarf, we can even have a sweater. And then all of a sudden, after the meeting, I started thinking about who's going to judge it, how it's going to be done, how we're going to judge the different categories. So wiser heads prevailed at the last meeting, and we decided to limit it to 2 categories. So any person who is a member in good standing of the GSLKG can enter. we have decided as a board that we cannot enter, we cannot participate, we cannot judge, because it's gonna be your contest. Okay, so those, all members in good standing can enter, and we are prohibited as a board to only conduct administrative functions. So, we have decided on 2 categories, and this is based on our commitment to charity work. So most of our charity donations are hats and scarves, so we have decided to limit it to those 2 categories. And the minimum requirements for these articles, obviously a child's hat or an adult hat, and scarves, I have heard dimensions 6 inches by 5 feet, 60 inches. We are happy with 36 inches length for a child. Okay, so those are, and these will be distributed in terms of details about the very specific requirements about submission, etc. So what must be submitted in this contest, and this is not going to be due until well into next year, a completed example of the article that you're submitting, and a pattern for the article that you're submitting. These will be judged separately. So you could have one person win the hat contest for appearance, and another person win the hat contest for the pattern, likewise for the scarf. So
So 4.
there'll be 4, and I have a slide later summarizing that. So the judging will be done by you for the appearance, and we're going to be developing how we're going to conduct that blind submission, because we don't want to have anybody be able to see somebody walking in with a purple and yellow hat, saying, hey, guess this is mine. So we're going to develop some strategy so that everybody will be anonymous in their submission, and one of our board members, as yet to be named or determined, will administrate that. Okay. So we're trying our very best to assess the appearance of the work and then the pattern for inclusion in our 40th anniversary catalog. Okay. So the deadline for submission is July 12th, 2025. So we have about 11 months to design, have everything ready. Okay. So, and as I mentioned, the submission details will follow about probably a brown paper bag. You're identifying information inside the bag, and then we will administratively just number it or categorize it somehow for the blind judging. The blind judging, we discussed this minimally, but you're going to be given a ticket or something the day of the judging, and you put your ticket in a basket in front of the one that you like best. So it's going to be, you're going to decide who gets that prize. It is our plan to get a outside expert, specialist in patterns, somehow to review the patterns. So that may or may not take place exactly. We're going to be looking at the local yarn shop and owners and group to see if they might be able to help us out with reviewing the patterns. Okay, so the prizes, there will be 4 prizes: hat appearance, hat pattern, scarf appearance, scarf pattern. When I say appearance, would you want to knit something like this? So if you like the design, you like the pattern, you like the color work, whatever that you choose to design, if the members like it, that's kind of what the appearance is. Submissions will be in July. We hope we would have the judging done by probably August, and the announcement made at the luncheon, Founders Day luncheon in October. That gives us a little bit of cushion in case we run into snags. Okay, any questions before I go on to one other slide?
They've got to be original patterns, right?
Yes.
We hope so, because we don't, copyright infringement is not part of our game. Yes,
And then will the patterns be distributed to members or
Um,
how is that going to be?
next slide here. The patterns, the current pattern book that we have will be updated. We're hoping by December, and Susan pointed out to me that our actual birthday is October rather than December, but by the end of 2025, they should be available in PDF format on the website.
So everybody will do it in the same program and send it in? So it's easy
I
to-
have templates for pattern that are provided by the Knitters Guild Association, so that I will make those available whenever we get farther along in this development. So, and there will be, speaking for myself, I'm going to be probably giving a talk about, what you need to consider about writing a pattern at some point in the future. It's not going to be next month or the next several months, but as we get into springtime before, or maybe in winter. Okay, any other questions?
Sounds like somebody has a
Okay, so how many are going to participate? Everybody raise your hand. Everybody. Like pulling teeth. Okay.
There will be fabulous prizes.
Yeah, we're going to really try to go out because of the 40th anniversary. We're going to try to have some very nice prizes.
I do have a question. Does it matter
I vote for a
if it's a part of it as a member?
No, all you have to do is a member in good standing.
Okay.
So if you paid your dues, you're good.
You're good, yep. If you're delinquent in your dues,
You can't.
Then you gotta pay up.
There's a lot of work put into the,
Oh, you have to
for
have
the 35th anniversary, for the booklet that's online, to just create an addendum.
that was my thought. We haven't discussed that exactly, but I think that would be,
Because there's a lot of.
it's not going to be a brand new. It's going to be including all of the current patterns.
Yeah, but that file's gonna be humongous. That's why I thought if that's a standalone, the one that's out there, and then you create another one with new patterns.
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah, it's,
I just didn't know if that was something that you.
we have not discussed that yet. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention before we go on with our business meeting. A member submitted anonymously by mail asking to do a ranunculus sweater knit along as part of our education process. I have, the website here is on this slide if you're interested, or you can scan the QR code. This is a very popular sweater, ranunculus sweater, and it has quite a bit of utility. It can vary greatly in terms of size and design. And if you're interested in leading that knit along, talk to me. If you're interested in participating, sign up at the back table with Tony. And we'll see what we can do to accommodate everybody. Any questions about the knit along? Okay, so that's my spiel for my time. Who is next?
Sarah would normally be next for community service. She's not here today. So Susan.
Are you going to stand right here? Can you guys hear me okay? All right, cool. First thing, thank you to everybody who helped at the Geek Craft Expo. Mary said it went well. So if you did participate, let me know how it was for you specifically. I tried to provide enough information so that when you got there, you weren't lost and you knew where to go to. So I'd love your feedback to see if that was helpful or next time what we can do to make that better. But thank you for everybody who did that. I really appreciate it. The next thing we have is the Daniel Boone thing. The Daniel Boone, Historic Daniel Boone House Fiber Festival. I think that's the technical name. But that is Saturday, August 31st. It is actually from 10 to 4, but I have a sign-up sheet in the back with like 2.5 hour slots. It would be really great if we could have multiple people there. Like I think I set it up for 3 or 4 people. And if you do sign up, if you could bring some of your knitting that you would like to showcase. That's one thing I missed at the Geek Craft Expo, was to ask people to bring stuff to display. So if you have anything, if you could just bring it with you, or if you want to, if you can't make it but you want to have us show something, you can find one of the board members or something. I think that we're gonna have chairs, and I know we'll have a table, so I'll send out all that detail when I find out, so you shouldn't really have to bring anything except your own knitting, money if you wanna buy stuff, and money for lunch, that kind of thing. I think that's all I had from a community, yes ma'am.
Is this a craft fair or a?
Yes, so they, is that where it is defined?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
They, they have, last year they had booths, and there's like one yarn booth, but they do a lot of stuff around the historical stuff. So they have, they have like a blacksmith,
Blacksmith, yes.
and.
My husband last year had a ball roaming
Kinda
all
like
over the
it's
place
like the-
while I was there.
World Sheep Festival in Bethel, Missouri, with this
Oh,
really
yeah.
small, but they had a whole bunch of different crafters and things.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
good,
kind of like
okay.
that, yeah, and it's really spread out, it's a very large
Yeah.
area. I'm pretty sure that our table will be in the pavilion, that's where we were last year, but as soon as I find out, I'll let you guys know, but, we got, I know we got at least one new member from that last year, we might have gotten a couple more, but we had a lot of people stop by and talk to us, so that was kind of fun. So if you can help out, that'd be really great.
I'll try to be on time this
Can
time.
you remind me of the dates? I'm sorry.
It's August 31st, it's a Saturday. Is it 2 weeks from now? It's coming up, yeah, it's coming up.
3 weeks.
I will be there probably, I will probably be there the whole time, but I don't really want to stay by myself, so hopefully somebody else will come. Okay, if you guys have questions later, let me know. Thanks.
Pam, do you have anything? I think you already talked about money issues.
Wonder where it is.
Pam? Oh, Pam.
It's in the files.
Did you have anything to talk about today, other than the money stuff you already talked about collecting money? Nope, that's okay. No, that's okay.
Am I supposed to? I'm like, oh.
And then we have Tony.
You don't want this, right?
Correct. I got a big mouth, that's what I said work. I can hear you all the way down the hall. That's because I have very important stuff to say. Today we have 45 members and 4 prizes, so you have a really good chance today. I met an old neighbor at lunch this week, and she told me, I wear the sweater your mom made every day. 30 years ago. Isn't she a knitworthy person? So I'm making some blankets for her kids. I figure they'll be knitworthy too. So I have my magic gold bag. Okay. I'm going to say this, and I'm not sure how to say it. Nancy DeGlush. Yay, Nancy. Are you Turkish by any chance?
Pardon me?
Are you Turkish?
Polish.
Polish, because the gush is Turkish too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kathy Schonla. This is a real cool little knit sizer, but it also has the wraps.
I was gonna hand it to her.
Thank you.
I know you're
And Lynn Phillips. All right, you get the big prize.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God. Maybe you can make a ronculus with it. Holy cow. And Pat Dublick. I know, probably missed it. You're welcome. Anybody that doesn't know anybody, would like to go to the luncheon, may sit with me, we'll make new friends.
Thank you, Tony. Now we have show and share. I saw some people getting their pictures taken, so I know we got some show and share.
I don't, you can go first.
Yes. Well, I have the Irish mesh cowl,
that I made from the yarn that was the 35th anniversary yarn that was specially dyed, the emerald, pretty emerald color, so I finished that. I had intended to make an Irish theme thing, so that's that, but that's all I have. It's a free pattern on Ravelry.
I can hear. Nothing else.
All right, this is only the third one of these I've made, but this is the first summer top I've made. This is a Jakers pattern, and I forgot who the author of the pattern is, but I used Laurel Cotton Silk, and it's a long sleeve sweater, but my other two are 3/4 length, and I decided I needed a neutral, creamy, off-white summer top. So here you are.
How do you spell Jakers?
Jakers.
Okay, great.
And it will be in the newsletter,
Okay.
but you have to wait a couple weeks for it.
I just finished my Christmas sweater. The pattern is,
Pretty.
I hope to try it on to get my picture taken. It's too warm. The pattern is Jingle by Isabel Kramer. And the yarn is Holst Garn Super Soft. It's a fingering weight yarn, and I bought it on a cone. It was fun to work with. Fingering weight, yeah. There's a lot of stitches.
There's a lot of stitches. So that's why the parallel is.
What? What's the gold color? It's a sock yarn, Manos de Uruguay Alegria.
How long did it take you?
What?
How long did it take?
Well, I knit it once and it was too big, so I had it almost all of the body done, and when I tried it on, it was way too big. So probably about 4 months since I restarted it.
Knitting is not a race.
And I'm not a fast knitter, so.
And this is the Rocket Tea. It's by somebody named Tana Slavely. And the yarn is Leading Men Showstopper. But it was a fun one to make and easy to fit, and I'm going to probably make another one or two.
I love that detail.
Anybody else?
We are going to take about a 10-minute break before we start our program, which is Let's Twist Again, about how yarn twists and why you care. And remember to thank a volunteer while you're here, because all the board members, everybody working back there, they're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid a nickel for any of this, and it would be nice if you would thank you. Okay, so 10 minutes, that's going to put us about 10 to 3. So, take a break. Bathrooms are by the front door. I had a hard time finding the bathrooms. Good.
I have no control over that. I could not have anticipated.
Oh, yeah. I have 2 friends that are interested in knitting. They don't do much. Yeah, I know they have several throughout the country, and he said this was one of the smallest this year.
Not very good.
They're normally set up